Hello, folks. Welcome back to the Charles in Charge Cowboys Sports Report. It is 3 days since the schedule release, Saturday, April 14th. I've had time to finally get to this video. The schedule gods have blessed us this season. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on this video. Every subscriber counts. I just started this channel mid of last season, so I'm still kind of green at this. Getting one subscriber at a time, everyone counts. But if you like my content, subscribe. Please like the video, because whenever you like the video, the algorithm pushes video further and further up towards the top. And on this video, so I want to talk about the schedule. My prediction last year was 12-5. I was right on the money. I usually am pretty good at picking these games before the season starts. Now, we have the easiest strength of schedule tied with Washington. Funny thing is that the Giants and Philly are third and fourth easiest strength of schedule. The NFC East has the easiest strength of schedule. Now, strength of schedule just means, the team's records the previous year. So the teams who ever played the Bengals last year probably chalked that up as a win on their schedule, thinking that'd be an easy game. And they wound up going to the Super Bowl, as y'all know. So this is what I'm going to start with. First of all, we signed Tyler Smith to his rookie deal, 4 years, like $14 million. The number they gave him, number 73, I love it. The great Larry Allen, the best offensive guard, in my opinion, ever played a game. He's not just a Hall of Famer, but he made the NFL's top 100 team. That means the top best 100 players ever played a game from start to now. And there's only a handful of offensive guards that made that squad. He's one of them. I remember Larry Allen would pull to block for Emmitt Smith. When he would pull and he was out in the open looking for somebody to hit, people would lay down. That man was dangerous. And to give Tyler Smith number 73, that's a number to live up to. Just like 88 is a number to live up to in Dallas. I love it. Now, we have the schedule works out so beautifully, because the first two games are at home against Tampa and the Bengals. We have a chance, if we come out, being that we're playing at home, the first game will be Sunday night, second game is not prime time. If we have a chance to come out and beat both those teams, start 2-0, the Super Bowl talk's going to be out the roof. But I'll be a realist here. I'll say week 1 at home, Sunday night against Tampa Bay. We get a revenge. They beat us 31-29 last time. We'll probably win with a similar type score. Say we win week 1. Okay, I'm going to split the first two games. We beat the Buccaneers, and we lose to the Bengals in a close game. It's 1-1. Week 3, we're at the Giants, Monday Night Football. That's a win. Okay, 3-1. Week 4, we're at home against Washington. That's a win. That's 3-1. So after the first quarter of the season, we're 3-1. We're going to sweep the division again this year. We're going to sweep the division, and the schedule plays out beautifully because we got the two of the hardest games in the first 2 weeks. So week 5 at the Rams, I'll give the Rams all due respect, being it'll be in LA. Say we lose that game. That's 3-2 after the first 5 games. And then before the bye week, it's at Philly, at home against the Lions, at home against the Bears. We're going to go up to Philly, and we're going to shut them up. Everybody's talking about how Philly's going to take the East this year. There hasn't been a repeat East winner since 2001 through 2004, when the Eagles won it 4 years in a row. But that's going to change this year. The Cowboys will win back-to-back title division champs. So we'll go to Philly, beat them, and we'll beat the brakes off the Lions and the Bears at home. That'll be a 3-game winning streak going into the bye week. 4, 5, 6-2. 6-2 going at the bye week. And we get the bye week at the perfect time after week 8, right in the middle of the season. That's right when you want your bye week in the middle of the season or later in the season. It's a great time for the bye week. After the bye week, we'll be at Green Bay. The 3 question mark games I had was the Bengals, the Rams, and Green Bay. So I'll give the Bengals and the Rams the benefit of the doubt. Loss. At Green Bay, it's in Lambeau. It's only in November, so it's not going to be, the frozen tundra at the time. But I'll give Green Bay benefit of the doubt. Say we drop that one. We go to 6-3. Then we go on a run. We go back to Minnesota, who in 2020 we beat with no offensive lineman and Andy Dalton at quarterback. Last year, we went to Minnesota and beat them with Cooper Rush at quarterback. Tyron Smith was knocked out of the game early in the first quarter. So we had Tyron Smith, a green Terrence Steele that was just coming into his own, and Cooper Rush. And our defense shut down that offense, and our defense will be better this year. So we go to Minnesota, and it's not a contest. We're going to have a good Thanksgiving this year, guys. We got the Giants on Thanksgiving. Thank the schedule gods for that. We're going to beat the brakes off the Giants. After the Thanksgiving game, we'll be 8-3. And then we have 3 straight games against AFC South. At home against the Colts, home against the Texans, at Jacksonville. The Colts have Matt Ryan this year. Last year they had Carson Wentz. The year before Phillip Rivers. The year before Jacoby Brissett. And the year before Andrew Luck, I believe. So they've got 5 different quarterbacks in as many years. Jonathan Taylor is the only bright spot on that team. We're going to run through the Colts. We're going to beat the brakes off the Texans, especially playing both those teams at home. And we're going to go to Warren Jacksonville in December. Beautiful time to go to an away game late in the year. And we're going to beat the brakes off the Jaguars. That is not even a second guess for me. That's going to put us at 11-3 at week 14. Well, it'd be week 15, but 14th game for us. And then we'll be at home against Philly. That'll probably knock them out of the playoffs or seal the division for us there. We'll be 12-3 then. Then at Tennessee and at Washington to close out the season. To make it realistic, I'm going to say we go to Tennessee, we knock them down, knock them out. We'll be 13-3 at the time. And then at Washington, week 18, we'll probably have whatever seed we have sewn up, unless we're vying for the number 1 seed at that point in time. But we'll probably have the 2 or 3 seeds sewn up at that time. And we probably won't be playing for much at Washington. Probably play the starters 1 quarter. So we'll just say we'll lose against that Washington Commander team. Now I'm saying we're going to sweep the East, but that contradicts what I said, I know. But I'm not going to say that we're going to go 14-3. A lot of people would think I'm crazy, even though I believe that we can. I think we're going to go 14-3, but for the sake of this, I'll just say we just kind of, rest our starters for that game, get ready for the playoffs. And so 13-4, 13-4, 14-3 will be our record this year. We will improve upon last year. Everybody's saying this offseason we lost so many good pieces. The only 3 big names we lost were Cooper, Gregory, and Collins. Terrence Steele's a better right tackle than Lyle Collins at this stage in their careers. So that's addition by subtraction, getting Collins out of there. Randy Gregory, 6 sacks was his peak. If y'all remember the Halloween night game when we beat Minnesota, Randy Gregory got his 5th sack of the season that night. That was game 7. The last 10 games of the season, he only got 1 more sack. So D. Williams, who was bigger and faster than Randy Gregory, I believe himself, with Dante Fowler rotating with him, will be a great replacement, if not better replacement, for Randy Gregory at a way better price than giving Gregory the bag. Gregory finally got a bag, and I would not be surprised if he goes to Denver with that bag and his production slides off, because he's been suspended for a total of 3 seasons. Finally gets a bag. Now he's really got, nothing to prove. So if his production slides, his character seems to be that way. It wouldn't surprise me That might have been the best move that we made in the offseason, not re-signing him and getting D. Williams in the second round, who would have been a first-round pick had he not had some character issues. 13-4, 14-3. Tyler Smith, number 73, plug in that left guard. D. Williams at defensive end. And to open the season, right now it's looking like CeeDee Lamb, James Washington, and Jalen Tolbert. Cedric Wilson, I really wish we'd have re-signed. I don't know why we did not. I mean, he's a good slot guy and a great gadget guy. You know, he played quarterback in college and high school. He's a guy that we'd throw that screen to, and then he'd act like it's an end around and throw it deep to one of our receivers. But it's all right. If Stephen Jones says free agency is not over, and we have cap room, if we just sign one more guy for the defensive side of the ball, Anthony Barr would be great, or Akeem Hicks, somebody along the defensive line or somebody in the linebacker group. If we sign Anthony Barr, who is still a high-level player at linebacker, that gives Micah Parsons more chances to play at the edge. If we sign Akeem Hicks, that just makes our defensive line rotation that even better. Or Jadeveon Clowney, because Clowney waits till the last minute to sign with somebody every season. If we're able to get him for a one-year deal and affordable money, our defensive line rotation will always be good. Because, last year, whenever Gregory and Tank would come off the field, you'd have Dorrance Armstrong and Golston and them come on. So you would have a really good rotation, good front four, and then the second rotation would be the weaker front four. If we can add an Akeem Hicks or a Clowney on the defensive line, our rotation will always have some good stud players on there at all times of the game. Or if we can sign Anthony Barr, that'll really solidify the front seven and let Micah do what Micah does best, and that's go get the quarterback. And now Micah is a chess piece. He'll be playing all around the place, but he was rated by PFF the best pass rusher last year. Every time he ran off the edge to get to the quarterback, he had the best pressure rate than anybody in the NFL. Anybody. And then on offense, Alec Lindstrom, the UDFA. A lot of people are thinking that B-Dash is still going to win the job. Alex Lindstrom has a very high football IQ, which a center needs. Something that Travis Frederick had. Something that Mark Stepnoski and Kevin Gogan had back in the Great Wall of Dallas in the early 90s. The only problem is he don't have a lot of ass. He's not that big. Same kind of problem B-Dash has, but B-Dash don't have a high IQ either. Alec Lindstrom, whose brother plays in the league at a high level at center, he's got a huge football IQ and can quarterback the offensive line, which you need. But he's undersized. So is Mark Stepnoski. A lot of y'all probably not old enough to remember him, but he was our center in 94 when we lost against the Niners in the championship game, in 95 when we won our last Super Bowl, all the way up through like 98. He was only 265 pounds, small guy, but his football intelligence made up for all of that, and his technique, and he was a great effective center. And being that he wasn't super heavyweight, he was able to move and pull and, shake a lot better than the heavier guys. I wouldn't be surprised if Alec Lindstrom turned some heads and wins a starting job at center. If not him, I would love if we'd sign a Jim Treader at center, because for Cleveland last year, he played very, very good. I don't like B-Dash. He's had 2 years to show us what he could do. This would be his third. He just hasn't. I don't think he's got it. He's a backup at best. If we can get just one more guy on the defensive side of the ball in the front seven, I think our secondary is solidified. I think our secondary will be fine. If we just get one guy in the front seven on defense and then sign a lineman, or if Alec Lindstrom can really come up and play better than B-Dash with Tyler Smith at left guard and Terrence Steele having a full offseason at right tackle, our running game will be back on track. A lot of people think Elliott's washed. He is not. If y'all remember, the last first 7 weeks of the season last year, Week 1 against Tampa, we had like 23 yards rushing because nobody ran the ball against that front four. After 7 weeks, the first 7 games were 6-1. Zeke Elliott had about 700 yards in the first 7 games, and that's only getting 20 yards in week 1. So he was averaging about $130 each game after that, after the Vikings game. And after the Vikings game, the offensive line put Lyle Collins back in after suspension because I believe that Jerry Jones did not want Lyle Collins to be a swing tackle because he was getting all that money. So they took Terrence Steele out of the lineup, put Collins back in, which I think messed up the chemistry of the whole line because once that happened, the offensive line went to shit. And listen, Elliott he's not Superman. When you give him the football and he's met 2 yards in the backfield and gets a yard or two, it's not a bad run. But when the offensive line was blocking in the first 7 games, he was getting it. Go and look at the highlights of week 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Whenever we played the Chargers, the Giants, the Panthers, the Patriots, the Vikings, and those guys, Elliott was running the ball like he was in 2016, 2018, 2017, 2019. And he still got 1,000 yards last year. He played the second half of the season hurt. They should have sat him. It was an injury that didn't require surgery. It would heal on its own. But with him and a fast Tony Pollard, our running game, guarantee we'll be back on track this season for a full season. And that'll carry us through the first 6 games until Michael Gallup can come back. Or if we grow a brain and sign a veteran receiver to fill in, at least for that first half of the season. I mean, I would love to get a Will Fuller. I know he's got injury history, so what? Or Jarvis Landry. Injury history, so what? Plays for the first 6 games, then he could just be a role player when Gallup comes back. And then Jalen Tolbert, I've got a feeling this kid, Jalen Tolbert, is going to be a first-year stud. I think our first 3 picks and Jake Ferguson, our first 4 picks, are going to be first-year studs. Jake Ferguson is going to be a starting tight end behind Dalton Schultz in that 12-21 package that will be running a lot. Guys, this season, the expectations are high. A lot of people don't think so, which is good, because every time we're going into an off season, and just like 2019, 2008, 2015, whenever we had Super Bowl expectations in the off season never turned out that well. So I like people putting us at 19 in the power rankings. I like that. Put the Eagles up at 12, put us at 19. Let's be quiet and just do what we do, because all them rookies we had on defense last year that played well are going to be in their sophomore year and get better. We have a chance for Osio Digizua, William Golston, and Quentin Bohanna to really make some noise on the D-line this year. We have Micah Parsons a chance to elevate his game, if possible, because his game was out of this world last year, to get to that point to where he is one of those Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Joey Bosa type guys, where every play you got a game plan around that man. And our offense, Dak Prescott has a full off season to practice getting rhythm with his offense. Last year, he didn't play a rep. He didn't play a down in preseason. He just showed up Thursday night, and his first action was against Tampa Bay, and he looked great. Now he's got a full off season. Leg is going to be even more healthier, so there's not going to be any lat problems, any shoulder problems in the off season. And I think Dak's going to come out and play the best season that he's ever had. Maybe not statistically. Probably won't throw 4 more touchdowns and more yards he did last year. But he's going to be a better quarterback in every way that you can think. Less mistakes, less interceptions. And I want him to run more. Whenever it's 3rd and 4 and there's nobody open and he's got a lane to get the first down, go get the first down, Dak. You got speed, you got size. Use your legs as another weapon to this offense, because people don't respect his run. If it's 3rd and 4, nobody's open, you know Mahomes is going to run for that first down. Lamar Jackson is going to run for that first down. Josh Allen is going to run for that first down if nobody's open. Dak has a tendency to stand in the pocket and want to make that big throw on the 3rd and 4. until the pocket collapses and he gets sacked or fumbles or just throws a ball into an area where it shouldn't go. Dak, you need to start running this season. Not a lot, just whenever you need to live to see another set of downs, if you know what I mean. But the schedule couldn't have worked out better. It's top heavy with week 1 and week 2. I believe we can win those 2 games. We win those first 2 games, we're 14-3. Possibly 15-2. Y'all guys don't understand how good this team is. The only good player we lost was Amari Cooper. Only difference-making guy. And I think with who we have, we can make up for it, and especially with a better offensive line. That'll make up for losing to Cooper. And plus, Cooper played great when he wanted to, and then when he didn't, he would mentally check out and physically check out and just disappear. We've seen it happen a lot. I just wish we would have traded him for more than a 5th-round pick. You know, Tyreek Hill got a first. A.J. Brown got a first. You know, could you imagine if we'd had 2 picks in the first round this year? But that's ancient history anyways. But check it out, guys. We're going to have a great season. We're going to beat the East, win the East, and we're going to be either seed 3, 2, possibly seed 1. This is our dark horse year. A lot of people think we're not as good as last year, but actually, in truth, we're better. Look at who we got. Look at who we drafted. Look at who's going into their 2nd and 3rd years. Jabril Cox. Don't see what he's about. He had a decent, good first 5-6 games, so towards ACL. You saw him chase Danny Dimes when he was trying to get into that end zone, and you saw that closing speed he has. He's not as fast as Micah, but he's pretty damn fast. And Trayvon Diggs has a chance to be a shutdown this year. Kelvin Joseph's an idiot. I guarantee he'll get suspended. I don't even see him in our future. Anthony Brown had his best year last year under Dan Quinn. Hopefully he gets better, but Dan Quinn's defense this year is going to be sweet. We're going to have a top 5 defense and a top 5 offense. And our special teams will be good also. Check out that kicker, that UDFA we got out of Texas Tech right now. Nailed a 68-yarder the other day. I mean, effortlessly. I mean, with room to spare. So, yeah, that's my take on this NFL schedule. And week 2 is on my birthday, September 18th. I'll be getting some Bengals. So I don't know which game I want to go to. Week 1 to see Tom Brady play in person, see him lose at our stadium, or on my birthday go see the Bengals probably lose in our stadium. But that's that for this episode, guys. I ran up about 23 minutes. Try to keep it under 20. But please like, subscribe, share, comment. The pinned comment of this video is, what do you think our record's going to be? I say 13-4 minimum. 13-win minimum season. Put in the comment section how many wins you think we'll get this year. And I think this year we get past round 2 in the playoffs. We break through that barrier in McCarthy's 3rd year, and I think Dak is ready to make that next step. And I'm excited to see who we pick up in free agency before training camp starts. So that's that for this episode, guys. Y'all have a good weekend, and as soon as some new news comes up, man, we'll put it out there. But that's it for Charles in Charge. I am out.